it's your girl Anaya A, and today I want to share some important information with you. I am the CEO of Freedom Entertainment Group right here on the Treasure Coast. And you're probably wondering, what is Freedom Entertainment Group? Well, it is a business comprised of just bringing together education, entertainment, and excellence. Why are we doing this here on the Treasure Coast? Well, that's easy. We need it here. And we need to educate our young people. And the best way is through entertainment, but positive entertainment. So in the next few seconds or so, you'll be seeing different pictures and maybe a clip or two of what we're about to bring forth right here in town. Guys, stay tuned and definitely come to any events that you see that has Freedom Entertainment Group. All right, stick around.
Thanks for staying with us. Port St. Lucie maintains its low crime rate in large part because the police department is doing a great job, but also largely because there are so many citizens who report crimes and get involved, and volunteer groups and organizations and agencies that help out to make that happen. To talk to us today about a special event to help stop violence in Port St. Lucie and the rest of St. Lucie County are two people who are heading up an effort to stop the violence, a campaign up there. Anaya A. and also Malcolm Harris Gowdy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ed.
Good
Thank you, PSL.
Anaya, we'll start with you. You're putting together this Stop the Violence campaign up in Fort Pierce, but it relates to our community as well. We are part of St. Lucie County. Tell us a little bit. Let's start. When is this Stop the Violence campaign?
Okay.
Time and place.
It's actually October 19th, and it's at Powell Park, located at 903 South 21st Street.
Okay. And the mayor is issuing a proclamation from the City Council recognizing the importance of this, and so that's why we thought it'd be good to bring you in here today to talk about it. So let's talk about, what is this Stop the Violence campaign all about?
Stop the Violence campaign, first of all, again, thank you, Ed, for having me. It means so much that people actually care about the things that we care about, and basically Stop the Violence campaign is to stop the violence, but along with that is show each other love, because sometimes we could stop the violence but we don't show each other love necessarily. And I really felt convicted, and my heart was so torn to do this because we've had crime in our community, as everywhere. Nowhere is eliminated from crime or different issues of violence. But the reason I really wanted to do this, because I literally was almost a victim recently of a situation, and furthermore, there's been, you know, a lot of crime in the Fort Pierce community, and a few things have occurred there that really needed the attention of the community to stand up together. Not saying that nobody has been doing that, and there hasn't been an effort, but with this campaign, it's going to be a little bit different.
So is this an effort to just draw attention to the problem, or get young people or people in particular who thinking about what they can do?
Well, can I share like whom some of the speakers will be?
Certainly.
Awesome. Well, this is the thing. Sometimes when we bring attention to a matter, we just bring attention to a matter, and we don't necessarily have a backup plan. And with my approach and my thinking coming from a psychological background, that's what I studied in school, as well as public relations, in order to make an effective change, I think we need to have results, and we have to have people working together. And the thing about this Stop the Violence, Show Each Other Love campaign is, first of all, my keynote speaker is a reformed prisoner. He actually was in jail for 15 years, and he paid his debt to society. And when he got out of jail, you know, he made some commentaries when I saw him speak that, you know, he joked about, you know, the technology being different. He went into jail and there were payphones. He came out and there were these little phones, and it was so interesting how he had to utilize them. You know, to us it might be funny, but when I listened to him amongst the other speakers that were there at this event that I went to, I realized we had a great disparity and we needed to come together as a community. Therefore, you can't just bring forth speakers and not have a backup plan. So what I've done is, literally with the grace of God, you know, of course, is I've been really tuning into some of the needs. Jobs. You know, what can we do about jobs? What can we do about getting young people activities that will stimulate them? Whom can we bring in to speak with them that will give them another approach? See, if you come in with, you know, an event and you don't have a backup plan, then you just had an event. I can't do that.
You want to follow it up with some kind of action.
Yes, I do. And I will spend all day and night networking in order to do that. And literally, Ed, you know, I thank you for asking me about that, because I've since gotten in contact with the Navy SEAL, who will be coming down himself, a former Navy SEAL dude. He's so cool. I mean, can I say dude? You know.
You can say it.
And he was
That's
just
allowed on this program.
Oh, okay. And he's just so cool in my eyes, because he really cares about the community. And he'd actually been wanting to know, how could he get into some of these communities where there's a high crime rate and not a lot of young people, you know, doing activities such as, you know, getting involved with the Navy SEAL or with the Marines and things of that nature.
So this is bound to capture the attention, particularly of any young male.
Yes.
That might be prone to this. He's going to look at this guy and say, wait a minute,
yeah.
what gang is tougher than this?
The Navy SEAL.
The Navy SEAL.
And I get to get paid to, you know, do stuff to people or whatever.
And learn
I don't
how to
know.
do it properly.
Right.
For the right reason.
For the right reason. And I will have a group of people standing behind me, supporting me, and I won't have to necessarily put my life in jeopardy for no reason.
And you also have this other person who served time in prison, you said.
Yep.
That's a strong message. There may be a lot of kids out there, street kids, who maybe wouldn't listen to a guy like me in my shirt and tie and jacket. Maybe I'm a little too formal.
Right.
But maybe somebody like that who's lived that experience and can talk to them in terms that they might understand. Maybe that would be effective as well.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but it gives them a different approach. If you talk to somebody who's lived it, why in God's name would you try to do something to get you there? See, a lot of times people have to be scared straight. If they're going to talk to a pastor, they're going to realize, well, he's never been through what I've been through. He wouldn't understand. And this is in my opinion, because I've lived it. I didn't come from a, you know, perfect home, or I didn't come from, you know, a lot of things that I wanted. I came from that community that everybody worked hard and we worked together and we tried to make something of ourselves.
Now, I guess a lot of people who, sometimes these people get into trouble and they respond with violence right away to something they don't like.
That's correct.
Maybe they as you said, there's something in their background is not right. They may have all kinds of troubles in the past, but sometimes people can overcome their troubles a little bit.
Yes.
And I think that was the idea about you bringing in Malcolm to join us here today.
That's correct. And Malcolm is just a great guy who overcame autism, and he can actually share a little bit of his story with you guys.
So Malcolm, you're involved as well. You're supporting this Stop the Violence campaign?
Absolutely, yeah, I am.
Do you know other young guys like yourself that might be prone to violence out there, and do you think...
Or even victims?
Or victims, people who have been a victim of it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, you know, if there's like any other, you know, young person like me that's involved. You know, maybe it could be somebody's probably involved also, you know, because they don't know how to cope with their disability. They don't know who to turn to, things of that nature.
Okay, but you have a disability.
Yeah.
And you have found a way to cope with it and to go out and do some good in the world, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Talk to us about that a little bit. I know you've been involved in Special Olympics.
Yes, I've been involved in Special Olympics for 6 years. 2006, I'm an all-around athlete: basketball, track, bowling, golf, flag football. I'm also out in the community as an athlete leader, doing speeches, doing presentations, just, you know, making a difference in the community. And also I did an article for Autism Speaks, which I did a blog for them. It's on their website, which is autismspeaks.org. And I titled it "An Autistic Champion," and I was just talking about my story so I can get it out there so people can understand. They can say, hey, look at this young man, look at what he's done, you know, even with a disability, he can, you know, he's made a difference in everybody's life. You know, he's an inspiration.
You didn't let it turn into anger,
No.
which you then could strike out in violence at somebody. Not that everybody
No,
would do that,
no,
but
no.
here you're turning it into something constructive. And,
Something positive that'll make make a difference.
Or help somebody
and
else.
help somebody else that's going through the same thing I'm going through.
So give us a quick idea. Autism. What is autism, as best you can describe it for us?
Autism basically, it's statistic-wise, there 1 in 88 children are diagnosed with autism. 1 in 54 boys are diagnosed with autism a year. There's no cure for this disability. Unfortunately, they're still doing research right now. They don't know what causes it at the moment, but they're still looking into it. At some point, years down the road, they'll find a cure. Maybe will, time will tell.
And you are now helping make this all happen. You are supporting Autism Speaks, writing an article for their website.
Yes.
And going out and showing the world that this guy with autism, is that what it is?
Yeah.
This guy with autism can go out there and make a big difference.
That's right.
Absolutely.
What a great message to spread out there, a message of hope and a message of encouragement.
Yes.
And Anaya, I almost
Yes.
called you Shania.
Well, you can call me Shania Twain. I got that little Twain,
And Anaya, you're using these kind of messages to
Yes.
show these people out there, the young people, the young men, I know this is a big issue.
Yeah, yeah.
To show them that there's a way forward.
Yeah.
To not ruin it, end up in a prison.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what's so amazing about this whole thing is literally PAL, Police Athletic League's messages filling up playgrounds and not prisons. And when I thought about that, Ed, if I could briefly share, I thought about my story, and I thought about how I had to overcome, like I said before, but I'm actually disabled, and literally. I might get emotional. I'm gonna try to hold it down. The reason I brought this young man along with me is because I met him over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and I would take this disability bus. Thank you to the companies that do this for us people with disabilities. I would take this bus throughout town, and I would listen to this young man as I was taking these medications that I had to be on.
Emotion is good for our ratings.
Oh,
it's
it
okay.
is.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm sorry because
it's fun to be
I've lived-
emotional.
yeah.
I can understand.
It's just hard because in 2008 I was diagnosed with nephrotic syndrome, pitting edema, pulmonary embolism, and the list goes on about these rare conditions that I had that I never had before. As a television producer myself, as a former actress and a model, I was always so fit, and I always worked out, and I always did things to make myself feel good, but not only myself, but people around me. I supported organizations such as orphanages, and I could go on about what I did, but it wasn't even about me, because when I was laying up in a hospital bed and the doctors walked away from me because I was deemed dead, there was no coming back for me. But people prayed for me. And
Hello, doctor. Take a look now.
take a look now, doctor.
What we've got?
You guys said that I would never make it, and I did. I had to be rehabilitated from head to toe, to speak again, to eat again, to walk again, and to breathe again. I didn't even know how to breathe when I came back to life in 2008. And I turned 26 in the hospital. I said all that to say, as I was taking this bus, the Treasure Coast Connector, shouts out to you guys, you guys are amazing. I would listen to him and other people on this bus as I was oppressed and depressed about my situation. I'm going to doctor's appointments almost every day. And people, neglected me, rejected me. I went through some hard times, and to the community out there. And you'll never know who's sitting beside you or in front of you. And when he would speak about the different things he was doing.
Well, you know what? It's amazing what
it's-
adversity can bring out the best in a person, because I know now, and you're out setting the world on fire. arranging stop violence campaigns and other things that you're involved in. You're here, you're there, you're everywhere, making a lot happen. You're on television and radio.
Yeah.
So something inspired you.
Yeah, not just with him, with other people. And I can, I'm okay now because I took a second to breathe, but it's so funny because he would talk about these golfing tournaments he was going on, and sometimes he'd be on the phone with news reporters, and I'm like, who is this kid talking to? I see him on this bus. I know he has a disability, but by God, what is wrong with him? He looks perfectly fine. And this past weekend, Ed, the first of the month in October, I ran into him again at the Special Olympics bowling alley event that they put together every month. And if anybody has a heart towards helping anybody, I suggest you look into helping these young people at the Special Olympics. That day, I didn't know what I was going to do there. I try to put on some bowling shoes and try to bowl, but we weren't there to bowl. This young man brought me along with him to show me. He's a volunteer actually, and Mr. Jack took me with him. And I said, wait a minute. First of all, this young lady approached me, Samantha, I think her name is, right? Is her name Samantha? She's so cute. There was Amelia and Samantha and Alfonso. Stephanie, thank you.
Stephanie.
And they're talking to me, hi, I'm Stephanie. And they're just talking. I'm just looking at them with this amazed look in my eyes, like they are so beautiful, even in their disability stage. And then here comes Mr. Malcolm, which I never knew his name before. I just would know him as the golf kid, And I look at him, I'm like, wait a minute, I know you. You probably don't know me because I never said anything to anybody on that bus. I was down and out, and I never took the time to say, you're doing a great job. And if I only would have, he would have known who I was. But everything happens for a reason. Because over a year later, here we are. He's he's going to be my Special Olympics campaign.
It worked out. Yeah. It worked out great. It really did.
Yeah,
it did. Yeah. And it's just this thing about overcoming adversity and difficult times and going forward, and then using that as an example. Yeah. You're right. Here you were talking to all these beautiful people. Yeah. Each with a beautiful story of their own. Yeah. Overcoming something, overcoming autism. Yes. Where they might have been labeled or put aside or put away in a room. Humanity comes out and they can go out in the world and take on the next great thing. Yeah. That's a beautiful story.
It is. And I couldn't even make it up. As a television producer, as a writer, I wish I could make this stuff up, but I can't because it really happened. And
if we could write that kind of material, we'd be
multi-billionaires.
Absolutely. Let's get back to the events. When's the event again?
Again, it's October 19th at 903 South 21st Street. Thank you, Officer Paul Pearson. Thank you, Pal. Thank you, Miss Ann, for your support and your efforts. It's from 11 a.m. to approximately 2 p.m. And I have a very big idea that it might not end at 2 p.m. because I feel like it might be a little later than that, which I don't care because I want everybody to have a good time, Ed. I want the playgrounds to be filled. I did an article a few years back about just wanting to change the world. I know I'm just one person, but if I continue and if I work with people who have stories similar to mine or whom have faced adversities, then I truly believe that this world can be a better place.
Yeah, if you connect the dots between those people, that's what you're doing. You're getting these people to hook up. If they stay out till midnight, standing out there supporting and encouraging each other, that's a great thing. Yeah. Because when they hear each other's story, they become more motivated.
More motivated, and that's the idea. Because when you network in a business meeting, for example, you're getting attention from somebody else that can help you with your organization or your business, etc. to make funds or make money for something. But if you get a community together in a situation or in a location where they're actually stopping to listen to other people's stories and seeing how they've overcome, what better way is there to connect a community from the Stewart to Port St. Lucie to if you want to come from Africa, please come. I don't care. Like, we'll try to support somehow and put you up in a room. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's all about, the connection. New York, we have people from everywhere in this community. Treasure Coast attracts people from everywhere because it's a beautiful community. And I'm talking about from Fort Pierce down to Stewart, down to even Hope Sound, which is really tiny. But all these places connected will make a great impact in the way people think, because we are literally a melting pot. So if you come out and you speak to people maybe from the Guardian Angels, I'm going to shout them out because that man lost his son recently, Mr. Williams. If you connect with Mr. Williams and see how he overcame by the loss of his son, and you connect with Mr. Malcolm here, and you connect with Mr. Tony, who's coming from the Navy SEAL, and you connect with Eric Jacobs of Eric Jacobs Ministries, and you see how he overcame, and Ogie, and I could just name all the Kinsey Farnell, who's going to be one of our singers there. And, I mean, Eddie Rodriguez, pastor from Treasure Coast Church of God. I can tell you the list of people that are saying, Anaya, I'm coming. Shelley Kemp, Agnes Palmer. I can name people all day. The mayor for actually giving me a proclamation. If we get all these people connected under one surface, under one place, on a park, in a park, on a park bench, on a swing somewhere, we not only make a difference, but we go back to our youth when things were a lot better.
Very well said, and very true, with a lot of passion as well. I believe that's why the mayor has issued the proclamation, because you're bringing people together to do something good. And Malcolm here is a great example of that. We appreciate you making this effort to make this happen. Malcolm, you're a great story that needs to be told. People need to hear more about it, and not to get you to a big head and feeling egotistical, but you overcome adversity and you go out and do something constructive. That's great. And now we're going to see you and Navy SEAL out there. Don't get in a tangle with the Navy SEAL.
Yeah, no. And I want to especially thank, all all the mayors, I haven't met the Fort Pierce mayor yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll be meeting her soon. Thank you. Mayor Joanne Fiella for doing an extremely well job, and even Mayor Eula Clark, whom I love and I appreciate for every effort she has brought through, and for our Congress, and all these people that are just amazing.
A lot of people out there working on it.
Yes.
It hasn't reached into every home, into every person, into every heart out there, but there are a lot of good people trying to help the negative stuff stop happening, the violence and that kind of stuff. And it's, as you mentioned earlier, there's going to be crime everywhere. We're very fortunate in Port St. Lucie to have this low crime rate.
Yeah.
But Fort Pierce is our community as well.
Yes.
We go up there, there's reasons we're up there all the time. It's all one community.
All one community.
And when you've conquered St. Lucie County, Fort Pierce, and Port St. Lucie, then you can take on the rest of the world.
The rest of the world. Thank you, Ed.
Right.
I like how you said that.
Anaya A., thanks so much for being here with us to talk about this important event. If somebody wants to know more, what phone number can they call to get more information?
They can contact Anaya A. at 772-985-5508. And I'm very big on social networking, if that's okay, I can share. I'm working on the website, and if anybody wants to sponsor, support, or anything, please feel free to inquire about ways you can even help a child or whatever, We're always looking for the help of the community, but you can also reach me on Anaya A. period, and you can actually have to spell that out on Facebook. But I'm also on LinkedIn, where you can see more about my work that I've done in my modeling and acting days and different things like that. Right now I'm taking an approach where, we have to come and disregard ourselves a little bit sometimes and really see what we can do about giving back, because who's going to take care of us in the future anyway? So I said all that to say 772-985-5508, or you can reach me on Anaya A. period, spelled out, on Facebook.com, and then LinkedIn is Anaya A. period. Please reach out and let's make a difference together. It's not about me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We each have a story, but it's definitely not about me.
Well, best of luck with it. And Malcolm, thank you for coming here. Appreciate you taking time to join us today.
I appreciate that, Ed.
And glad you can get out there and work with people and help let them know that there's a way forward.
There is.
Always good.
There is, Ed. Absolutely, there is.
So Malcolm Harris Gowdy
Yep.
and IA, thanks for joining us today. Good to have you both.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, PSL Living. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, PSL, for this opportunity, and I hope to do this again sometime.
That's right. Me too, Ed.
All right, good. So stay with us. We'll be back after this quick message.
Hey, and we're back. I'm so glad you guys are still here with us. As you can see, we just showed you some clips as well as pictures from my life as a former model, an entertainer, an actress, and so much more. Again, it's Anaya A, and I'm with Freedom Entertainment Group. Not only am I with Freedom, but I'm also the CEO. And you know what, guys? I want to share that positivity is the only thing that I'm about. And I want to also share that Freedom Entertainment Group is education plus entertainment equals excellence. And we definitely want to entertain you. In the month of April, we will have Chef Ron Duprat, which his picture should be appearing anywhere here now, and he has a phenomenal story that he wants to share with you. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, know that anything and everything is possible. And you know what? If you keep going forward, you will definitely see every dream and every vision that you've ever had come to pass. But you have to educate yourself and you have to stay positive. And that's what I'm here to do. It's your girl Anaya A. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. And anytime you see that name, Freedom Entertainment Group, with that nice globe, know that's us. And we will bring so much more here on the Treasure Coast. 772-985-5508 is that phone number. Please contact us. And if you're watching wherever you are, know that there are possibilities to come meet with us, spend time with us, or even donate to the cause. Thank you, guys.